How's it going, everybody? Kiyakahi here, and today I'm going to be doing another lightsaber hilt review. Happy New Year! I know it's not going to be 2017 if you're watching this video a year or a few years from now, but the time of this recording, it is January 12th, 2017, so I just wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year. And it's a brand new year with a brand new lightsaber hilt to review, and the hilt that I'm going to be reviewing today is the SaberForge Archon. This is one that I haven't seen on YouTube very often, so I figured I'd go ahead and give it a shot. Plus, this is a special review for a different reason. And before I get into that, I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. This video is again going to be on the longer side for those who don't like to listen to me yak on, but not to worry, I will be including time links in the description, so you can skip ahead to the stuff that you wanted to hear. So if you are one of those people, and if you don't like to listen to me chit-chat, you're going to want to hit those links now. So, but anyways, before I get into this, for question of the video number 1, how did you spend your New Year's Eve and day? And who did you spend it with? What was your resolution? What caused you to make said resolution? And how are you doing thus far? Me, I spent it with my family, my mom, my dad, my sister, my uncle, my aunts, and my grandmother. As per usual. And it was nice. We went to Zippy's because that's what my grandmother wanted to do, and we ate there. So my resolution, though, was for one, to start saving, putting money back into my savings account again. I've been neglecting to do that all of last year because things kept happening one after the other. So I wasn't able to do that, and so this year I'm trying to get back into it again. 2016 was just not a very good year for me or a lot of people, to be honest, especially for those who are familiar with what happened last month, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But anyways, so far I'm doing okay, and my second resolution was to start working out some more and get rid of this gut that I put on for about a year and a half. I'm just sick of looking the way I am, so I'm just doing something about it. So I do the Insanity and Insanity Max 30 workouts because I don't have a whole lot of time to work out because of my job and school. So it works, but you have to be careful because otherwise you're going to hurt yourself, and you have to be motivated and put in the effort. What you get in is what you're going to get out. They're not paying me to tell you this, but I'm just letting you know what I do. So question number 2, what did you think? I know this is late, but what did you think of the movie Moana, the Disney movie that just got released on Thanksgiving? I personally loved that movie. No cheesy love interest. The main, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, nailed it as Maui. He was a crack up. That movie was pretty funny, but it didn't really start getting funny up until Maui entered the picture. After that, it just laughs nonstop the whole time. I mean, Hey Hey was funny too, but his is more of a stupid humor. Like, as far as actual comedy goes, like witty one-liners and whatnot, the genie is hands down the funniest Disney character, period. Mushu and Hades would probably be close seconds, and third. But when it comes to actual stupidity humor type, the rooster would win. So Ali Carvalho did an excellent job as Moana, and it was a pleasant surprise. She can sing and she can act, and she's practically untrained. That is damn impressive. Pardon the language. So so that's pretty good. Plus, she's a Hawaii girl, local girl, so I gotta support. So that movie was great. I mean, the Clements and Musker, I guess they learned from their past experiences with Aladdin and Hercules, and they did research on the Polynesian cultures and whatnot. And the thing is, a lot of people were expecting that movie. Some people were upset because they were expecting that movie to be about Hawaiians. And if you know your history or paid attention to any of the details, you wouldn't have been disappointed, because Polynesians, the Austronesians and the ancient Polys, they were wayfinding and traveling from Australia all the way down to and just heading eastward. But then around the areas of Samoa and Tokelau, they stopped for unknown reasons for 1,000 years, and nobody knows why. And then after that 1,000 years, that's when they started wayfinding again. That's when they discovered the eastern islands in the Polynesian Triangle, like Hawaii and all those others. So Hawaii was actually one of the last of the ancient Polynesian islands to be discovered by those guys. And the movie Moana, I guess I'm hypothesizing that it was kind of set to explain uh, why they stopped for that long. And of course, in the typical Disney fashion. So that was like, and they kept a lot of different elements fused into one. Like Moana's dad has the tattoo of the Samoan chief on his chest and arm. Um, the Moana, their headdresses, like Moana's headdress was definitely Samoan. Maui's tattoos, however, were Marquesian in design, or Marquesian, whichever you pronounce it, which I found interesting, but it was cool. But there are, Maori, Fijian, Tahitian, Tongan, and Samoan references throughout the whole film because they're all Polynesian islands, but it's primarily Samoan in reference. The Haka, I think the one that Dwayne Johnson did in that movie was Kapo Pongo, which I know two of them, Kamate and Kapo Pongo. Um, so that was interesting. So overall, it was a good movie. And the thing is, they paid so much attention to detail: the wet sand, the dry sand, the trees, the ocean, the lighting and the shading, the night sky, and everything about that movie was beautiful. Like the feathers almost look realistic when the end credits. Frozen's got nothing on them. Screw Frozen. I mean, I know I'm going to make a lot of people upset by saying that, but Frozen has nothing on Moana. And the best part, there's no cheesy love interest either. So, Frozen only has one song that's memorable in the movie. The ones that are stuck in my head were We Know the Way, You're Welcome, which is like another Friend Like Me if you think about it, and How Far I'll Go, which is kind of like another Go the Distance, from Hercules. Because I know it's a different songwriter, not Alan Menken, but still the influences are going to trickle down. So there are a lot of different references in that movie. I mean, and speaking of influences trickling down, one nice touch was Mini Maui. Mini Maui was animated, fun fact, by the same guy who did the primary animating for the Genie, Eric Goldberg. That's why his facial expressions, his build, the three fingers instead of four, all of that is very Genie-esque. So they did even the style of humor that he has, even though he doesn't speak. He's kind of like a Jiminy Cricket because he acts like Maui's conscience. Spoiler alert. But it was hilarious. He was almost funnier. He was just as funny as the rooster, if not funnier. So that one was a very, very good movie, and that has to be Disney's most visually stunning and best movie in years. Moana and Aladdin are currently tied for my favorite, and then tied for second would be Hercules and Mulan, and third would probably be The Lion King. So that's what I personally thought of Moana. Double thumbs up, 10 out of 10. Excellent job, Clements and Musker. Anyways, question number 3. Have you seen Rogue One, A Star Wars Story yet, and what were your thoughts on it? I personally haven't seen it, but I've been wanting to. I just haven't had time with school and work and all that. So, yeah, the one I'm really looking forward to, though, was Donnie Yen. I first saw Donnie Yen in the Ip Man movies, and he is fast. He's very fast. He's very skilled, and yeah. So sorry, eyes are bothering me again. But Donnie, I've been a fan of since I saw the Ip Man movies, and apparently there's one scene in there where he makes a blind joke, which is kind of similar to Toph Beifong kind of joking around about her being blind in Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I'm really excited to see that one. So question number 4, what were your thoughts on the trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming, which is going to be released July 7th, 2017? That's this year. So I think that Tom Holland is going to do a pretty good job. He nailed it in Civil War. I mean, and the thing that I like about Civil War is Captain America Civil War is that they made references to the previous Spider-Man actors. Like for those who you probably have seen the movie already, but when he catches a car from hitting a bus in the movie, and of course it's on a screen that Tony's showing. I remember in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield, he caught a bus from hitting a person, so that setup is kind of similar. And then when Falcon asked Peter if the webbing is coming out of him, that's kind of an allusion to the Raimi films where Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker had the organic webbing coming out of his wrists instead of the mechanical web shooters like Garfield did. So he did a very good job because Tobey Maguire, I like to give credit where it's due. Tobey Maguire, he was a great Peter Parker, very awkward, very shy, timid, nerdy. But there was just one problem. He wasn't a good Spider-Man. Spider-Man is supposed to be a smart aleck, and he's supposed to be cracking jokes and not shutting up. He was just way too serious. Way too serious, way too melodramatic. It was just, I mean, it was good, but then when I compared it to Andrew Garfield's interpretation of Spider-Man, I had to give Garfield props. Now, Garfield, on the other hand, he was an excellent Spider-Man. Got the personality down the right, the wisecracking, everything. I mean, he was good as Peter Parker when it came to the awkwardness and being shy, but the problem was he was a bit too angsty and broody. And Peter, I'm not sure, was like that. That's more Wolverine's thing. But Tom Holland, however, he seems to have taken both of those and found the best fusion of the two. Even those who didn't really like him as Spider-Man even admitted to him being funny. So, and them laughing at some of his jokes. So, I have to give that kid thumbs up. So, I know he's only about like 4 or 5 years younger than me, but still, yeah, he's done a great job, Tom. Keep it up. Can't wait for Homecoming. So question 5, what do you hope to expect for Star Wars Episode 8? The one thing I really hope for is that they improve the lightsaber fights. That's it. Other than that, bring it. So, oh yeah, and 6. What do you hope to see from the MCU and DCEU in the future? MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, which started with Iron Man, currently ending with Doctor Strange, and DCEU, DC Extended Universe, starting with Man of Steel in 2013 and currently ending with Justice League, which is going to be released later this year. So I'm hoping they do well. I don't really care for a lot of them except for Batman and Superman, but the Flash is my biggest one thing. I really hope they get them right. And from what I've been hearing, they're going to be doing a very good job with that one. Because kind of like the Justice League cartoon that I watched as a kid, Barry Allen in the Justice League movie, is going to be annoying his teammates a lot of the time. He's going to be like the most down-to-earth and approachable character, but like the cartoon, from what I've been hearing, he's going to be like the one who's like the little brother, the annoying little brother who everybody rolls their eyes at every time he makes a bad joke. So I'm looking forward to that one big time. And speaking of the Flash, I dig the armored look of Savitar. I didn't really, even I know it's supposed to look like the comics, and I know people get upset about that, but I think I like the look. It looks different because as a god, he's supposed to be, menacing and stuff, and he's huge. And the thing that I like about this, and I know a lot of people, they complain when it strays too far, when it strays from the source material, they want it to be precise, but the thing is, every medium of expression when it comes to comic books is going to have some form of artistic expression and creativity. So long as the change they makes sense, or it doesn't stray too far from the source material, I'm fine with it. Because, knock yourself out. So, I mean, Iron Man 3 had a pretty good story, but it strayed a little too far, but it was still enjoyable. So, same thing with the Flash TV show and a bunch of other things. Thor Ragnarok is going to be kind of like a Planet Hulk movie, so I'm kind of looking forward to that one too. So, anyways, one last thing. Speaking of movies and stuff, I said earlier that it was kind of a rough year for 2016, and that's why I put at the beginning in this video, in tribute to Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds, because 2016 ended with one of the worst ways possible, with Carrie Fisher dying and then Debbie Reynolds passing a day later. And the reason I put Debbie in front of Carrie is because I grew up watching Debbie Reynolds as a kid, and first movie I ever saw her in was Singing in the Rain. Back in 1952, I think it was released. And then I saw Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia in Star Wars when I got to be when I just got out of my teen years. So, because my parents were both born in the 50s, I grew up on all the old school classics, Singing in the Rain. Then I saw her, Reynolds, again in How the West Was Won. I grew up on a lot of the John Wayne movies, the old school musicals like Singing in the Rain, Fiddler on the Roof, the Francis the Talking Mule ones, a lot. So I kind of I've been called a young man with an old soul. A lot of my music is very 70s and 80s, and even my style of dress is very 80s, 70s-esque. More 80s though, because 70s they kind of looked a little funny. So, anyways, you know, Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher, you know, are definitely missed by a lot of people, and I just wanted to give my condolences to Carrie's daughter and Debbie's granddaughter, Billie Lourd, and say how sorry I am that you lost both your mother and your grandmother in 2 days, or in a day. So you know, I hope you and your uncle are doing okay. But anyways, that's it for my chit chat. On to the main review. So, again, like I said, the saber hilt that I'm reviewing today is the Archon. Now, this is something I have failed to do in previous reviews. I have not done measurements, because on the SaberForge forum, people have been asking me to do have been asking me for hilt measurements in the past, and I really should do that. Also, what I'm going to start doing from now on is talk about the name that they chose for the saber and why, the meaning behind it. So the word Archon comes from the Greek. It comes from the Greek, and it means ruler. Ruler as in, you know, a high-ranking official, a ruler of a sovereign nation, not an instrument used to measure the distance between points. So that's where that comes from, and it fits because this entire thing looks like it's made for like a king, an emperor, a commander. It looks absolutely gorgeous. This thing is beautiful, and I got this actually as a birthday gift from my good friend Jordan Leong. Jordan, as you know, is one of the guys who got me started on SaberForge. Him and my kid sister both share the same birthday next week, so that's why. So I have to give a shout out to them. And I'm not going to reveal their age, but they have the same birthday next week, so I figured I'd do something nice for Jordan, since, you know, he's kind of like a little brother to me. So anyways, let's go on with the measuring. From the shroud, the emitter shroud, all the way down to the tip of the pommel, measures 14 inches precise, right about there. But, you know, as far as grabbing area goes, if you count this part of the top of the hilt all the way down to right here, where the last area where you can actually grab, it measures about 11 inches even. But if you're not comfortable grabbing this box, and if this CoverTech wheel is going to get in the way, your actual gripping area will be 8.5 inches to just over 8.5 inches. So that's if you're grabbing it like this. So that's the official measurement, and I was a little hesitant to get this for Jordan because I was worried that this emitter shroud was going to be too thin. It actually isn't. It's actually pretty thick. So they have the standard blade plug, and this is beautiful. The vented pommel, vented in multiple areas, so that way sound goes through evenly. They have this little D-ring here. They have they included, which I thought was a nice touch, the aluminum kill key of old. And this thing is beautiful. There is one downside though. Like I said, I do honest reviews, and one thing that I did notice, two things actually. This little box here might get in the way for some, and it might be an eyesore, and careful with the corners because you can puncture yourself if you're not careful. And these curves, even though they look nice, they are a little on the sharp side. Not enough to draw blood, I don't think, but if I run my thumb across it here, you can't see it, but there is a mark here. Like, it cut the skin. It broke the skin. It's not enough to draw blood, like I said, but it is sharp enough to slice your hand. So I would definitely wear gloves with this thing, or find a way to sand it down if possible. But that's the only downside I could really think of. Is I got this with a Viridian sound font, Now the volume is not all the way on high. I did that deliberately because the people I live with, they are, you know, trying to rest, so I'm trying to keep my volume down low. But for the blade color in the dark video, I will crank it all the way back up to high. So, and I got this in 12W plus Cyan. Yeah, see, that's bright. And I got this thing with quick connects too, so that way when I present this to Jordan, if he wants to swap it out, like say with an amber blade, even though this kill switch, this AV switch will remain illuminated blue, he can still swap it out for a different color like amber or yellow or whatnot. So this confirms my earlier theory that cyan is considered a shade of blue because you have a blue illuminated activation switch. So cyan does fall under the shade of blue even though there is green in there. But anyways, oh yeah, and also, just in case you do lose your hex key, you know, that's part of the standard equipment. You have a hex key, you know, as per usual. You have your SaberForge business card. You have your warranty information page, etc. You know, SaberForge community, operations instructions, battery charging. And as a bonus, I got this cool little sticker that I'll probably end up giving to Jordan because he's more of a Star Wars nut than me. You have your standard, you know, infinity edge blade, 37 inches long. Because Jordan is much shorter than me, I got him a extra 32 inch. And they have a charger too, but this one is new. So they redid the charger, and I guess it's probably to, I guess, you know, be, what's the word I'm looking for? Or to adapt for other people in different countries where the outlets are different. So this is kind of like a hassle or an eyesore, but you can get used to it. I think it might charge a little faster. I don't know, but we'll wait and see. So anyways, before I get into, again, back on track. Sorry about the rabbit trail. So before I get into the blade color, you want to, what I would recommend doing for everybody is get one of these. Alright, quick edit there. Sorry about that. The video for some reason kind of went out fuzzy on me. But anyways, back to what I was saying. This is a Craftsman hex key holder, and you want to get one of these, you know, just in case you lose your hex key yourself. Now, you want to get the SAE hex keys. That's the ones that has the measurement in inches. The key size that you will need to do the blade and LED retention screws is going to be 5/64 or 5/64, however you pronounce it. And the one to remove the screw for the CoverTech wheel is 9/64 or 9/64. So I would highly recommend getting one of these. You can probably get one at any hardware store. I personally got this one from Sears in Kahului. And yeah, so that's what you should want to get, you know, just to, you know, save yourself, you know, in case you lose your the kind. So anyways, on to the blade demonstration. Let me remove this. Remove the blade plug standard. And install this. Okay. SaberForge Archon Champion Tier, Meridian Sound Font, 12W plus Cyan. Yeah, this thing, if I'm not mistaken, is the brightest color of the blues. It's actually one of the brightest color combinations, period, thanks to the green LEDs he's being used in there. This is 12W plus, and this is off of a fresh, full charge. I'm still not seeing any dull spots in the blade, and it is currently showing up perfectly on camera as far as I can see. I can't remember who Saber this was inspired from, because like I said, SaberForge doesn't make any affiliation with a Lucasfilm or whatnot, but I do know that this is a very unique and exquisite hilt, and I would definitely recommend getting this if you were, you know, looking for a gift for a friend or even for a shelf queen. This is absolutely gorgeous and absolutely beautiful. So, SaberForge Archon, everybody, and 12W plus Cyan. So, anyways, that's it for my review. again, I hope this answers any questions you may have. If you have any more, feel free to drop a note in the comments below. But anyways, have a great day, have a great start to your new year, and I will be posting a Blade Color in the Dark video either later on tonight or tomorrow night. But anyways, stay safe, have a great day, and yeah, I'll see you eventually later on when I do my next review. Good night, everybody.